Okay, so I have, the first 6 shots of my animation or whatever. I could continue to kind of add to this on my, next frame. But for now, I'm just gonna kind of finish these up a little bit and then export them. So I won't do every single frame because that would take a while, but I'll just do a couple as an example, and then go over how to export. So I'm gonna lock my annotations and drawings. This should really be more like sketches. Maybe I'll call this layer sketches. And then I can turn the sketches off, although it looks like I did some of my annotations on my sketches layer. So let's just quickly grab those. Oops, I can't because I locked it. Okay, let's grab these. Okay, so, oops, I have to hold shift while I do this to make sure I grab all of them. Okay, so I'm gonna cut off these from the sketches layer. So I'm gonna hit Command X, and then I'm gonna select the annotations layer and hit Control Shift V. And so now I can separate those. And the reason I want to do that is because once I'm done drawing over my sketches, I'm going to hide the sketches. But I want my annotations to still be there. So now I have that set up correctly. So let's lock these layers. And then I'll make a new layer, and I'll call this drawings. And so here, I'm just going to add a little bit more detail. So the artist or animator who's going to work on this will have more to work with and understand what I'm going for here. So by starting with the sketches, I can kind of get a basic sense of what I'm looking for. But now I want to do a slightly more detailed animation or storyboard, rather, to show what I want here. So I'm going to get my brush again, and gonna do a black stroke, and I'll draw this kind of outline of the moon here. That kind of smoothed out a little bit more than I wanted to. Let's check. Okay, my smoothing option is down a lot, so I guess I'll just try this again. I just want to add a few details in here. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then I guess I could like fill in some colors if I wanted to, but I'll just kind of draw like a few little, craters in the moon. Maybe there's a bigger one here. It's not a finalized drawing, but just something to give the animators a little bit more of a sense of what I'm looking for. We'll draw a couple little twinkling stars up here. And then we'll draw the Earth. Maybe for the Earth, I'll change the color to blue. Something like that. And I can kind of fill that in a little bit. And then maybe I'll add in some green just so we know that this is like the Earth. I guess a brush would probably be more appropriate here. Maybe I'll increase the stroke a bit. Okay. So something like that, just to kind of show this is the Earth. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but we just want to give the animator enough to work with. So there's our first shot. So again, I'm just going to go through this kind of quickly, but you can kind of add as much detail as you think is necessary to communicate the setting and the shot to the animators. So I'll do one more frame. Maybe I'll do this like close-up of the cat, so I can kind of really get the details for the cat here. So I'll grab my brush tool again and get the black stroke again here. And I'll make sure to select my drawings. Okay. And so for the cat, I'll just draw the head and the ear, and then the rest of the head over here. And then the other ear is going to be going up there. I might have a little detail on the ear. And here's the eye for the cat and the mouth. And then I want to have like some shock or surprise. So I can either, draw that in with a couple exclamation points, or I could maybe like do something with the eyebrow to show like some surprise, like that. So this isn't necessarily what the final animation will look like, but we just want to communicate exactly what's going on in this shot. So let's hide this sketch for a second. Okay, so that does a pretty decent job of communicating what we want in this shot. We can add some more detail, we can change the angle, we can do different things like that, but we just want to communicate exactly what is happening here so the animators will know how they're going to draw it, what the shot angle is going to be. Actually, I didn't write in my annotations the shot angle here. So I'll say close up. Okay. So once I've got everything ready, I can export this. So obviously I have a bunch more frames to draw, but for the sake of the demo, I won't do that because it's basically the same thing. So once you're done drawing all your frames, you're ready to export. And so from Flash, if we want to just export an image to post, you can export the current frame you're on. Sorry, not Flash, Animate, which used to be Flash. But anyway, so if I want to export this as an image rather than an animation, I can go to File and Export, and I can choose Image. And this is going to give me some settings. You can go with JPEG or PNG. The PNG is going to be a larger file, although actually here it's a smaller file. So yeah, I don't have, actually maybe I'll do a PNG because that'll look a little bit better. And it's going to be very large because the storyboard is pretty large, so you might want to size it down, but you can also just let WordPress size it down. So if you are happy with how this looks, we can click Save to export. And then if you have multiple pages, just put in number for whatever page it is. So this is storyboard page 1. And so I'll just save that in my animation folder. And so I'm going to leave Animate and go post this. So this won't be in the video, but we've covered posting on OpenLab before. So I'll just go over it real quick, and then I'll let you guys continue working. So I'm going to stop the video.